the news are tonight on the show. Radhika Kheda, national spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, scientist, political commentator, Vivek Silas, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party in our studios tonight, Advocate Anmol Pawar, national spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party in our studio tonight, Pular Gandhi, national spokesperson of the DMK, also joining the news hour debate. But my first question goes to Sanjay Jha, Congress leader. And Sanjay Jha, Rahul Gandhi says there's no problem with the women's reservation bill at all. His problem is with the delimitation bill because that is where there is power grab that is going on, and that is where the rights of the OBCs and the Dalits is being taken away. I just showed you the math. The math here is, if the House goes up by 50% and every state continues to have the same percentage in the Lok Sabha as it had before this expansion, then where is the problem? Math normally doesn't leave any space for opinion. Math is math, clear-cut, in numbers, and that is where the truth is. 0.1% plus minus, that is the only difference. Sanjay Jha, where's the problem?
Good evening to you, Navika, and to all the panelists of the program. I will answer that because I think the math is the one where the BJP will stand exposed before the people of this country. But the first thing that needs to be expressed for the viewers of Times Now is look at the sleight of hand being done by the Narendra Modi government. They are talking about a constitutional amendment, which is such a serious matter, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Modi's government wants to do it during the middle of the elections, when it could have been done after the election results were over. It could have been done after the campaigning was over. It could happen in the July session, the monsoon session of Parliament. No, it is happening during the time when the elections are on, largely because the BJP believes it's losing these two states and it has the time to orchestrate this massive, what I call as a sleight of hand on the people of this country and the opposition. Point number two, look at the irony, Navika. You're a seasoned veteran journalist. Can you imagine such a significant bill being talked about, delimitation, and nobody knew about it till 48 hours ago?
Ye veteran word makes me sound very old. Please. Use another
let me say
equivalent. Experience.
No, fair enough.
That sounds better. Just sounds better.
Fair enough. And I'm glad we are having a fun banter here. But, end of day, you're an experienced journalist. Tell me, a constitutional amendment bill, you're talking of delimitation, even if it was just the women's reservation bill, which has already been passed in September 23. Why would the Modi government be so opaque as to not even people know the terms of the bill till a few hours or a day earlier? I can tell you straight away that there is a very, what I call is the dangerous game being played by the Modi government. And I'll tell you why. And I'm glad you're talking about the math of it. It's basic mathematics. You don't have to be a genius. A class 7th arithmetic student will tell you that if you apply a uniform percentage to unequal parts, it actually worsens inequality. For a simple example, if there are smaller states and there are bigger states, which we know who they are, majority of the big states are actually the Hindi heartland states. What you're going to find is if you apply even the proportional level, the absolute number of seats will be more unfair to the smaller states because the numbers don't change. For the bigger states, they change remarkably in a higher level. So here is the truth. And I looked at all the data. I've done my own calculations. I've looked at some articles as well. What you find is disturbing. Narendra Modi's government is actually going to change the parliamentary nature by actually look at the Hindi heartland states. Their representation will go up from 38.1% currently to 43.1%. And barring the Hindi heartland, whether it's the north, whether it's the northeast, whether it's the south, the west barely changes. Everybody else's representation goes down. What does it mean for the political future of this country? That maybe the party that does well.
I don't know so much math about inequality in applying the same yardstick. So I'll hand this over to the scientist on the panel because this requires science, data mining, application, whatever, which I claim to have nothing to do with. Anand Ranganathan, do you think 50% increase in the Lok Sabha, keeping everybody's percentage out of the strength of the Lok Sabha same, is unequal for some and more equal for the others? Can you please explain this to us? Because sorry, college में मैंने math लिया नहीं था.
No, but as Rajnikant said, this is beyond science. But good evening, Navika, and good evening to my fellow panelists. I'm sorry, the veteran panelist Sanjay is off mark out here. But before I come back to the numbers, and that's very important, and couple of points that I need to make.
Give it to me with an example of a number. Let's argue on numbers today, scientist.
Sanjay, please.
Your numbers. Take an example of a
Sanjay
smaller state and a bigger
Jha,
state.
you passed out of the same college as me. You are no scientist. थोड़ा सा तो सच बोल लो यार.
हम भी PhD
मुझे इतना मैथ नहीं आता तो तुमको कहाँ से आता है?
कोई बात नहीं, जरा आइए. Let's talk numbers, Anand, today. No rhetoric, huh? No rhetoric.
Okay, Anand.
Yeah.
So I don't know who the anchor is here, the veteran spokesperson or is it you, Navika? Because you asked me a question, let me answer that.
Yes.
Now, number one, first of all, let me congratulate Anmolji, because breaking news that I'm hearing is Kejriwal has decided to go back to jail, refusing the bail given to him by the Chief Justices and of the Supreme Court judges, because they had also attended the Akhil Bhartiya Abhivakta Parishad that Kejriwal says a judge has attended, therefore she would be biased. So it's very good that Anmolji Kejriwal is going back to jail, because he's applying the same yardstick as to the judges who attended the RSS affiliated.
We have that debate coming up, Anand Ranganathan. Let's stick to delimitation.
Seem to be right.
Yes. So
Ranganathan.
logic tells you the following. If you have 10 seats in Tamil Nadu and 10 seats in Uttar Pradesh, and you increase them proportionately, the effect is going to be identical. Now, that is what logic tells you. What illogic tells you is that you will have parochialism going about like the honestly scary threats that the Chief Minister Thiru Stalin has been making parochial threats as to look at what Tamil Nadu is losing out, look at what the Telangana Chief Minister just now is saying. They are talking about for every rupee that Bihar gives, it gets 7 rupees. For every rupee that Tamil Nadu gives, and I'm giving you numbers, we get 30 paisa, without disclosing that every rupee that BJP ruled Delhi gives, it gets 0.5 paisa. So they don't talk about a North Indian state. They want to foment this problem because they know they are on the losing tack as far as logic and rationale is concerned. But where I do agree with some of the people is the fact that when the government decided the delimitation will happen after census, and now it has decided, fair enough. You can say that, yes, we want the 33% reservation to be held in 2029 instead of 2034. That would have happened after the census was conducted. But then I want to ask, when you are saying that we have increased the number of seats so that men are not affected, 540 seats are still without reservation, why don't you apply the same yardsticks across wherever reservation is applied? Why only you want in the parliament not to suffer because of reservation? And finally, one point, Sanjay, please let me finish. Your point about delimitation is rendered absolutely redundant, because delimitation is a constitutional sanctioned exercise that says that same number of electorate voters will be approximately average per constituency. Are you going to tell me that there are going to be 3 times as many members in Uttar Pradesh after delimitation as before delimitation? I challenge you to prove it wrong.
Answer?
Well,